Missing the party. Come on.
Greetings, tribe, and welcome to Ortega's Hotplate. I am your host of
Extraordinary Magnitude,
Ortega Latrobe.
And today we're going to cover a bunch of stuff. The reason being, I haven't had time to really do this, and I've got a bunch of notes here to go over. A lot of stuff's happened since I've been here last. We're just going to cut back, starting with tonight. The Steelers played the Bears on Monday Night Football in a nail-biter. Now, were there some bad calls that went the Steelers' way? Yes. Were there some bad calls that went the Bears' way? Yes. Did the Steelers damn near give the game away? Yes, but they did not. Even though Bears kicker Santos tried a 65-yarder, and on the first play, I thought it actually hit the fucking crossbar and bounced off. I knew it didn't go in, but damn, I thought it was close. On the replay, it showed that it was about 10 yards shy, but it did not make it any less stressful from the first shot. Yesterday, Sunday, I worked security detail at Gabe's for the Every Time I Die show. Was fortunate enough afterwards to get a few minutes talking with AEW's The Butcher, who also plays guitar in that band. Super nice dude, really personable, really willing to talk. And the thing, like when I first saw The Butcher come out on AEW, and he had the monocle and the big leather jacket, but when he got in the ring and he started doing fucking power steps the first time, I was like, sold. This motherfucker's doing power steps. This is my dude. And so my question to him last night was where that concept came from. And he basically said the first night he was getting ready to go out on AEW, he wanted to do something that would set himself apart from the other wrestlers, that would make people take notice, but also throw back to what his type of style is, which he's more of an old school style guy. And so he said when he went in the ring, he just dropped into power steps because that was something that was, natural as a wrestler, as you get taught that in junior high and high school. That's one of those things you do is power steps. Probably why it appealed to me so much. But it was such a, awesome, just insight as to where that part of the character came from. And, it was just really nice to talk to the guy. Like I said, super great guy. A little over a week ago on the 30th, the Revolver finally returned. And goddamn, was it a great show. I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail here and break down every match and every nuance. I'm just going to cover some stuff that were really highlights to me. If you want to see it, you can find the replay on Fight TV. It's like $14-15. It's well worth it. It was an amazing show with a bunch of great action. I can't wait till they come back. It looks like it's probably going to be spring. You just can't jump right back in after almost 2 years off and just start banging shows out once a month again. It's just not, it's just not logistically possible. It'll build up a little time and really, really want that next show when it happens in the spring. We have a brand new remix champion, Ace Austin. Brand new tag team champions, the Wolves. Brand new world champion, Rich All Night Long Swan. And man, those matches, Ace Austin versus Alex Zane for the remix title. If you've seen these guys, you know what we got. We got a goddamn spectacle. Just an amazing match between two top talents that are going out there. What a wonderful pairing. I can't wait. These two are certainly going to have to go at it again down the road. I just don't see how their paths don't cross time and time again as the future goes on. Going to speak props on the Havoc, Billy Starks, Charlie Evans match. Charlie Evans was super impressive. First time I got to see her in the ring. I'm a huge mark for Billy Starks. Also a huge mark for Jessica Havoc. And the good thing is, I didn't really care who got the W in this as much as I just wanted to see everybody have a good match, the crowd be entertained, nobody get hurt. There's a couple rough spots there where I thought something bad might happen, but they didn't. Havoc gets the win. Just great, fantastic match. And at the end, all three girls hugging and being there together helped Billy Starks up. It was just a really great moment to watch for wrestling. As a wrestling fan, it was a great moment seeing Jess and Charlie and Billy all at the end there. I think I might have a photo of it. If so, I'll put it in right here on the video version. Scramble match wouldn't be a scramble match without Caleb Conley appearing out of nowhere and getting the win as he does. Alex Colon, Jake Christ, Four Corners of Pain. They had a barbed wire boards match in Dayton in February of 20. The Four Corners of Pain match, October 2021. At the end, Cologne with the win still insists they do this one more time And I believe it's going to be a light tube extravaganza. Double Hell Glass Crush Death Match. That'll be at the next Revolver show, which again, hopefully in the spring. I want to say around April. I don't really have any positive information on this. This is just, my speculation from the few folks I've had conversations with that may be a little more in the know. Wolves and Infrared, incredible match. Danhausen, Everett Connor, amazing. Ladder match was absolutely incredible. The only problem we really had with it was when Swanee tried to get the belt down. It was, I don't know what the fuck it was tied up there with, but it wasn't going to come down. They brought out a fucking box cutter. It broke the fucking blade off of it, and it took forever for it to get the belt down. They covered it up mostly pretty well with Stamper coming out and doing this and that. And it's one of those things that happens. It's fucking live, and shit like that happens, and you do your best you can to make it up. It doesn't take away from the match any. It doesn't make it any less good. It's still fucking amazing. And it's almost that thing where it's like, it's a bit of a fucking laugh because you know that these things happen, and it's probably frustrating for the dudes, but they're probably kind of laughing about it too because it's so fucking ridiculous. Mox Jimmy Jacobs was a exercise in violence. Absolute brutal match. It's just the entire show, front to back, absolutely executed just as Sammy always does, man. I've never been to a Revolver show where it wasn't just fucking top notch front to back. It's like GCW. They just fucking hit a home run every time they get up to bat. Anyway, that was that. The last time I was here was the night before we went to that show, so that about covers everything that's happened of major interest. While working my side gig over this past weekend, I did encounter lots of stupidity from many of the customers, but it's because they're young and dumb and stupid. And I guess dumb and stupid's kind of redundant, which maybe makes me dumb and stupid. But regardless, just some things that I'm just going to grab some of these stacks of notes. We're going to cover these. We'll do some other shit later. These are none of the notes that I wanted. Where are my notes that I wanted? I don't have my fucking notes. You know what? Fuck it. That shit ain't got nothing to do with wrestling anyway. It's more my personal bullshit. So we're just going to fucking skip it and get on to wrestling stuff, because I think that's what, if anybody is on here listening, they're probably listening for that. And the rest of my personal shit's secondary. But hopefully, I'll make you like me so much you want to hear my personal shit as well. Because I've got a lot of stuff that pisses me off, and I just want to rant about it, get it off my chest, and I'm sure that you can associate with a lot of it, especially if you work in customer service, or as a bartender, as a bouncer. You're going to relate to some of the shit that pisses me off. Also, there's stuff in everyday life that pisses me off. It may not piss you off, but it kind of irks me, and I like to talk about it to see who out there is on the same page as me. Also, maybe create some dialogue with someone, be like, that's crazy that bothers you. Why does that bother you? And, you have dialogue. And maybe because sometimes I think it's a little bit irrational, some of my stuff, like how mad I get about people who won't wait for the walk signal to cross. Like, it aggravates the shit out of me. I don't know why. I guess because, like, I'm not so important or in such a fucking hurry, I can't wait another 20 fucking seconds to cross the street. Little shit. So, there's a lot of cool wrestling stuff coming up. I'm not going to be able to cover all of it, obviously, because I'm not a fucking reporter. I'm a jackass in this fucking shitty studio that I have. But coming up this weekend, November 12th, Friday night, GCW Evil Deeds in Detroit. Saturday night, November 13th, Nick Gage Invitational 6 in Chicago. I will be in attendance at that. It is a deathmatch tournament, and I have to say Alex Colon is the odds-on favorite of the 8 folks entering this. He has been on a tear. He has won Tournament Survival 3 times in a row now, and I believe he won the NGI 6 last year. So he's just, when it comes to this stuff, man, he's the one. He is the one. I think he is the best deathmatch wrestler out there right now. Nothing taken away from the King, obviously, but I think, and it's Cologne's execution and his ability to be such an artist at the deathmatch that I think puts him at that echelon. Also, after the show in Chicago, there will be a Patreon patron after party that I'm planning on attending. You get a meal, you get to hang out, you know, a little fucking one-on-one with the guys who wrestled. And it's just a cool thing for GCW to do, you know, to give a little bit of a thank you back to the folks for coming out and attending the shows and, you know, being fans. It's a give and take thing, man. The wrestlers can't do it without the fans, but the fans have nothing to love without the wrestlers. And so it's a beautiful relationship. Both those GCW shows are also available on Fight TV. Go ahead and sign up today. You can buy the 2-pack bundle for only $22.99. Get you both shows. When you buy them, you own them for life. Impact Turning Point, November 20th. I will be going to Chicago the day after Thanksgiving for another AAW show as the Sauce Alex Zane makes his debut. I've gone to, you know, the only time I've missed an AAW show was last weekend. They had the Jim Lynam Memorial. They had 3 shows in 2 days, and I did not go because I was at the Revolver show. And as much as I love the AAW, Revolver is my heart. That's my family, that's my team. But hey, AAW is great shit, man. I've really, really enjoyed my entire, since June going to all these shows. I think this will be my 6th one. And it's just good stuff that will also be available on Fight TV. Almost all your top-notch wrestling can be found on Fight TV for a small fee. Like I said, you buy it, you own it. Anything that's not on there, generally that's worth a shit, is going to be on IWTV, and that's a $10 a month subscription for unlimited, and they've got a catalog that's just fucking mind-blowing. There's at least 2 to 10 live shows every week. So get your IWTV, get your Fight, man, get your wrestling fix. You don't need fucking the USA Network. I'm not going to say anything against TNT and TBS because I like what AEW's doing, but in all honesty, I've been getting less and less invested in the WWE product. I've been disgusted with it, but I still watch it every week because I keep hoping there's going to be something good. And it's wrestling and it's on, so I tape it. And now it's like I used to watch all of it all the time, and now I've been DVRing it and skimming through it. The last 2 weeks, I haven't watched an iota of WWE programming. All I have done is read results, and that's been enough. There's been nothing there to intrigue me to watch any of the shows. Not Raw, not SmackDown, not NXT, not fucking Main Event, not 205 Live. Just nothing attracts me about it anymore. I'll still pay attention to results. I'll still know what's going on. I'll probably still watch pay-per-views. I'll pay attention to it, but I'm not going to actively watch it anymore. It's just not been good lately. It hasn't been filling that space it needs to. And I've got so much other stuff with all this indie stuff that's really, really hitting me here. And I like it more. I appreciate it more. It's more organic and real to me because I can go out and meet these guys. I can talk to these wrestlers as opposed to having them held away and put in this esteem like they're fucking better than other people, like they have to be kept away because they're superstars. They're just fucking people, man. And you know, it's things like a lot of these guys that are getting cut, they're going to be back on the indies. And you know what? A lot of them appreciate it. I remember it was Mike Bennett. When he first got cut earlier this year, he came back, he wrestled a Black Label Pro show. And you could just see it in how he behaved in the ring and his attitude. Sure, there's only hundreds of people there compared to thousands, but you know what? It's not about that. He was happy to be able to do his art, his craft, how he saw fit, and not be constrained by the fucking creative team and some crazy old fucking man in Stanford or Orlando or wherever the fuck they're at now. You know what I'm talking about. It's just, there's so much more out there that is so much more satisfying as a wrestling fan that I don't need to watch WWE anymore. I don't need to. Don't really want to. And again, I'll pay attention. I'll keep track because eventually there's going to be something like this dude or that dude who I really like will be in a storyline. I'll be like, I'll watch this. And it's not that there's anything wrong with anybody who does watch it, but it's like so far, like WWE to GCW is such a fucking wide range of how things are done and operated. It's not even, it's the same, but it's so different, man. Oh yeah, AEW Full Gear will also be on this Saturday, November 13th out of Minneapolis. The GCW show is actually running a little early, like 5 p.m. start time, basically so it can get done so folks can go watch Full Gear should they so wish. Me, I'm going to the after party. Someone somewhere will probably have Full Gear on watching it at the after party, and if not, you can always pull it up on the old gimmick, right? SCW, out of the Quad Cities, based out of the Black and Brave school, owned by Merrick Brave and that architect guy. have put on some great shows. I've gotten to go to 2 or 3 over this summer. I don't get to go to their shows as much as I would like. They're really a lot of fun. They're really well done for a small promotion. And they just got a good core of dudes there. You know, they got a dude like Manders who travels all over the damn country, but yet he still has those roots here at home. But the thing is, he goes out to all these other places and he gets recognition to the thing. I was watching a Beyond Wrestling show on Sunday, Manders versus Masha Slamovich. Great fucking match. One of the most brutal clotheslines I've ever seen delivered in my life by anybody. And Manders, I thought he fucking killed that poor woman. He didn't. He ended up getting the loss. Choked out. It's fucking crazy. But the announcers are putting over Iowa as a great state. They're putting over SCW as a great promotion, and they're putting over Black and Brave as a great school, and all those things tie together. And then, you know, Manders goes out and it draws attention, and it's osmosis, man. Everything feeds everything else, and that's the beautiful shit, man. Osmosis. My science teacher in high school, his name was Ward Vass. He would be osmosis, osmosis, osmosis. And always telling us how you're going to use osmosis for the rest of your life in many, many situations. And he was fucking right, because it matters in, say, you're a touring band or a pro wrestler. The more you go here and get noticed here, you get influx and you start flowing, building, and it circulates and you become more and more parts of other things. The same thing if you're a person who travels a lot, or you're in an area such as I am here. I'm in a college town. There's people from all over the world here. I can meet people from a dozen different countries every fucking day, and different lifestyles and all this thing. So I get exposed to this, and I get exposed to that, and exposed to this, and it allows me to have a far more open view of the world and of people around me, and it makes me more open to different things, and that just creates a larger world for me to live in and have experience in. And it's a thing, like, even on, you know, like I got friends in a small town, and we go into talking politics or something, and they're very, very Republican minded or Trump minded, or that very America kind of thing. And it's also like, I get why they're that way. It's because you've been around the same 100 people for the last 30 years. And those 100 people, they'll go to Chicago, but they'll go to a Bears game, and they'll go to Sears Tower. But they don't get to experience the city and the people, and they don't experience the cultures. So there's nothing there to inspire them to change, and they don't know enough to aspire to find these things. I'm fortunate enough, I was in a touring band. I learned a whole lot about a lot of shit being on the road and traveling all over the country and being in these different towns, and not going to see the touristy traps, but being at like some dirty dive bar where you get to see real fucking people of the city that fucking live there and like are the same type of dude you are, but they're living there, and you see how they do things. You're like, man, that's cool how that happens, and you just do this. And again, it's osmosis. And osmosis is good because it helps things expand and grow and become more and experience more. Sorry, I got off on a fucking rant there. Back to SCW. I don't know how I went from wrestling to Manders to fucking osmosis, but I did. SCW is back at Wildwood for their last event of the year on Saturday, December 11th. Frontman Josh C. Hopefully he still has that Iowa championship, because JT Energy gets his rematch on the 24th at, I believe, Billy Bob's in Rock Island, which will be the next to the last event SCW has for the year. But should Josh C make it past JT, he'll be defending that belt at Wildwood. I love Josh C, and I'm so glad he's back to a little more regular stuff close to here, because, man, the front man is just... First time I saw him was at the Collective, and the moment he came out on the mic, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this dude is, but I'm going to find out. And I have been finding out, and I've been following and paying attention, and I'm a fucking mark for that dude, and I can't wait to see him again and again and again and again. Also, Manders, Damian Saint, two local talents. Damian's a young man I actually met through Manders, AAW show. Got to spend some time bullshitting with them that evening. I've gotten to spend some time talking with Damian, you know, getting to know him a little bit better. Super talented kid. He's got something, man. He's a big kid. He's got a good look. I think he's got the skill and the talent. I have never heard him really on the mic, but that's one of those things that you learn and get better at. All I know is earlier this summer, Manders and he had a match at the Johnson County Fair, laid the children. It was a really good match. Damian will definitely be the heel in this because Manders has got that SCW love and everybody loves him out there, and Damian is kind of an unknown to the SCW crowd. But I look forward to a good match, and I think these big boys are going to beat the hell out of each other and put on a heck of a fucking match. I'm really looking forward to that. So if you're in the Iowa City area, December 11th, and you're looking for something to do, Wildwood Smokehouse Saloon, go get some kick-ass barbecue, watch some kick-ass pro wrestling, just have a goddamn good day, man. December 11th. WWE returns to Des Moines live December 19th. I know I just shit all over it, but I have a very good possibility that my friend Billy, who used to work with WWE, he doesn't any longer, but he still has very deep ties there. He's pretty confident he could be up some comp tickets, and if I can get some comp tickets, they're probably going to be fairly decent seats, and me and some of my boys can go. And at worst, it's a wrestling show. And the thing is, house shows always come off a little bit better for WWE than the fucking big TV shows anyway, because they don't have all the production bullshit going on, and some of the guys can come out and have a little bit more loose match. I just enjoy them a little more, so I'll probably go to that. And also, because, like I said, it's a wrestling show, and I'm really working on my stats this year. I will be over 20 wrestling shows since the beginning of June. We're putting that behind us, and in 2022 we're really looking to up our fucking game. I've got some stuff I'm planning on doing. It's going to put some financial strain on me, but life puts a financial strain on people, and at least my financial strain, I'm getting something out of it that I really, really enjoy, and it's worth it. I would rather spend that money doing that than just fucking it off on going to the bar, and spending $100 there. I'd rather fucking put that $100 in a merch table somewhere. I love my booze. I love my beer. I love the Deadwood, downtown Iowa City. Best Bloody Marys in town. But, it's just, I get such a, I derive a lot of joy out of going to live wrestling shows. It's very cathartic. It lets me vent. It lets me yell and scream, but it also brings me a lot of joy. I know that I'm in a better mood always after I get back from one, just because I've had such a great experience. There's all this positive energy that I'm living on for that time. And the more I go to, the more positive energy I have, and that's just good for fucking me and everybody, I think, man. Positive energy. I channel it. I give it to you. Put you in a good mood. And you know what we got? Osmosis. Now, here's just some shit I'm going to rant on. Many, many venues, live music events, are currently having to go through some changes in how they do their procedures because of the COVID protocol. And there's a lot of different stuff out there. And the bulk of what I've seen by doing my research with venues that are along the same line as where I work at for my shoot job, they pretty much, if I've looked at 100 of them, 95 are running on the either straight up vax cards to enter, period. No vax card, you don't get in. Or a negative COVID test that's within 48 or 72 hours of the event, or proof of vaccination, one of the other two. There's very few that are operating with no restrictions in place. I know there's one here in Coralville called the Extreme Arena that uses nothing. They also just opened 6 months ago, and they are probably playing off the excuse that they just don't know any better yet. Well, I think it's bullshit, but it's their venue to run. I'll still go to hockey games out there. I'm not gonna not visit a place because they don't have anything in place, much like I wouldn't not visit a place because they do have something in place, although I do run into a lot of that. Not as much, we don't get as much negative feedback as we do get, hey, thank you for having such a good COVID policy in place. It makes us feel more comfortable coming to the show, because that's really cool to hear. Being told we're fucking bullshit and fucking communists and terrorists and all this shit. It's usually, here's the thing. Someone shows up to come to the show, they don't have the proper documentation in order to get in, and it's because they simply didn't know or they forgot, and then they can't go to the show and they're upset and they're hurt. And man, I have empathy for that. I feel bad for them because, it was a simple mistake. You just forgot. You didn't think about it. Or even just like, maybe you just didn't know because you didn't read an email, but then instead of being mad at us, you're just upset because you don't get to go to the show, and you're just like, this is what happened. I should have thought more. Awesome. And I feel bad for those people. I truly do, and I wish there was something I could do to help them. But then you got these fucking people who just want to scream in your face, this is fucking bullshit, this goddamn, you can't do this is fucking America, hey, you can't even legally, you're violating my fucking rights, hey. And the thing is, you can be pissed all you want, you can scream at me all you want, you're not going to get an emotional outburst out of me, you're not going to get me to argue with you about anything, because there's no argument. You've made your decision, you have your beliefs, and I'm fine with that. So I will gladly refund you your money, and you can carry on about your business. Again, empathy for those who are upset, and basically I just want to fucking laugh at their stupid faces when they scream at me. It's just ridiculous. I mean, especially when you go through online, you order your tickets, and then before you can check out, a pop-up comes up, and you read through the COVID protocol of the venue you're attending the show at. In order for you to purchase that ticket, you have to click that you are agreeing to these terms. So you picked out your tickets, you agreed to the terms, and then you show up at the show and you want to throw a fucking fit about the protocol that you agreed to. Now, sure, maybe you didn't actually read all the way through it, but that's not our fault. That's your fault. Don't be mad at me because you fucked up your night. Just own the fact that you made a mistake. I understand it sucks when we fuck up. I really hate when I make mistakes, especially at work. I beat myself up about it. But I don't blame anybody else. I own my shit. When I fuck up, I own it. When I got my OWIs, I owned that shit. When I fucked up and almost lost my job, I fucking owned that shit. And that's all I ask people to do is like, man, if you make a mistake, own it. Own up to your shit. Take responsibility for your actions. Whether they be positive or negative, if you do something that offends or hurts somebody else, own up to it. Apologize, but don't try and make it someone else's fault. Don't make it someone else's issue because you're the one who fucked up. And that's all I want is for people to just be fucking like, hey man, you know what? I didn't fucking read it. God damn it. My bad. I can work with that. But you're screaming and yelling, just fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face. Don't have time for that. Another thing that I see people do that I don't understand. So you come to the door at the loud ass rock show, and your friend's inside is supposed to pay your cover or whatever. So you call. So you call the dude who's at the loud ass rock show, and then you're flabbergasted when they don't answer their phone. Maybe they can't fucking hear it. Maybe they're enjoying the show too much to pay attention to your fucking phone call. Maybe make better plans and don't just, oh no, Tommy's supposed to meet me. This is fucking annoying. And here's the thing. You cry to me about it. Like, well, my friend's supposed to like leave me $10, so can I just, and I'll have my ID. No, fuck you. No, that's your shit. It's not my problem. Stop trying to make your problems my problems. I have to deal with fucking 400 of you assholes a fucking night. Go figure something out. Go take money out of the account. Maybe if you're borrowing fucking $10 to go to the goddamn loud ass show, maybe you don't need to be at the show because you ain't got $10 fucking dollars to get in. Maybe you should be back at home fucking bagging up cans to take to the Hy-Vee. I don't know. All right, I've been rambling on for quite a bit. We've covered all this cool wrestling coming up. I'm going to talk about all that. I'm really going to try and get on here more frequently and just get stuff out, get stuff off my chest, try and inform you guys, give you something interesting to maybe think about. I don't know. I'm learning. Like I said, I'm just getting my feet at this, and I appreciate you taking the journey with me. Next time, I'll make better notes. I'll have stuff laid out, maybe an outline, like a fucking professional. Maybe. That's a big fucking maybe. But anyway, there's a lot of cool shit going on in pro wrestling right now. SVU and organized crime are really kicking ass. Chris Meloni, his character Stabler, has absolutely lost his fucking mind in this undercover shit with the fucking mob. He killed a dude. He's fucking the boss's wife. I think he's fucking slipping. They're definitely crossing the bridge between old Stabler and Maloney's character in Happy, which I don't know if you saw it. I think it was on Sci-Fi. Hunt it up. Happy. It was 2 seasons long. Meloni's an ex-cop who sees his daughter's an imaginary unicorn friend who's voiced by Patton Oswalt, and it's some twisted shit. But somewhere along the lines, I feel that Stabler's character on Organized Crime is being crossed over with that dude from Happy in a way, and I'm here for it. That really had nothing to do with anything I'm talking about. Still haven't seen Shang-Chi, still haven't seen What If. I got a lot of shit to catch up on. Fortunately, everything's slowing down at the theater. We basically got 4 more shows this month, 1 this week, 3 next week, Nutcracker beginning December, 1 other show in December, and then nothing for about a month till mid-January. Gives me a lot of free time, get caught up on a lot of TV and TV shows and viewing I want to watch. And I can sit here and talk about shit with you guys and also expand my repertoire. I mean, I'm always going to talk about wrestling, but I want to talk about more shit than that. And 2 things I can definitely tell you we're going to be discussing. 1, we'll be discussing some of my favorite movies, Jaws, Roadhouse, my 2 favorites. They're not saying the best, they're my 2 favorite movies of all time. Coming in hot at number 3, movie I discovered last year during the pandemic, Peanut Butter Falcon. My friend Joe kept ranting about it. Then all of a sudden it kept popping up on my Sling and my Epix TV feed. I'm like, fuck, I need to watch this. So finally one time I just DVR'd it so I could have the whole thing because I kept catching like halfway through and I wanted to see the whole thing. So I DVR'd it, and it's one of the greatest. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. It has everything in it. There's some action. There's some drama. There's some fucking good laughs, and there's some fucking pull at your heartstrings, man. And Shia LaBeouf just fucking kills it in this movie. I'm just going to tell you, Peanut Butter Falcon, check it out. Do some research. Please watch it. It's a movie that anybody can like. It's a movie that will appeal to anybody who's into anything, whether you're a fucking violent metalhead, pro wrestling fan, really into chick flicks, whatever. There's something here for everybody, and it's really, really well done. I just highly recommend it. Just take the chance. Give it a half hour, and if you don't like it, fine. But at least watch the first half hour, and if you're not fucking sucked in, I think there's probably something wrong with you. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been Ortega Latrobe. This has been a babbling, rambling version of Ortega's Hot Plate. I thank you for stopping by. Please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I've also got Snackin with Ortega, comes out every Thursday. Random Snackin with Ortega little gimmicks popping up all the time. Always available on YouTube. This podcast is available video version on YouTube, audio version on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, several other platforms. One more time, I'm Ortega Latrobe. This is Ortega's Hot Plate. See your ass down the road.
Well, yeah, fuck you too. Bye-bye.
I want to have fun, and I want the people with me to have fun, and I want the crowd to have fun, and I want the wrestlers to have fun, and just, I fucking love this shit.